Good evening. My name is Kacper Paradowski and you are watching Poland Daily News. After a couple of weeks during which the number of new cases of coronavirus in Poland has been rising, the curve has started to trend downward again. The Ministry of Health has released the latest figures. Let's take a look. The ministry reported 581 new infections, which is a significant decrease compared to the last few days. Thus, the total number of infections in Poland has increased to 61,762, of which 42,183 cases concern people who have already recovered. So far, 1,955 people have died in the country, including 4 during the last day. The average age among the people who have died due to COVID-19 is over 81 years, and all of them had pre-existing conditions. For the second consecutive Sunday, tens of thousands of Belarusians took to the streets of Minsk to protest against President Alexey Lukashenka and the falsified presidential election result, which would allow him to rule for the 6th straight term in office. Meanwhile, his main rival, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, has stated that she is willing to start talks to overcome the political crisis. During a meeting with the Regional Council of Grodno on Saturday, the President of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenka, accused Poland and Lithuania of provoking the protests in Belarus. He also denied rigging the elections in his favor. The question isn't about Lukashenko today. I've had my fill of the presidential bread. People came from abroad waving flags, stirring up trouble, pushing you to riot. At the head of the riots are instigators, not Grodno residents, nor Belarusians. The instigators are from Warsaw, Vilnius. When giving a speech at a rally attended by thousands of his supporters taken to Grodno by buses, Lukashenko accused NATO of placing its troops near the western border of the country and appealed for his power to be acknowledged by Monday. NATO forces are approaching. We understood this last year when they announced drills, but coronavirus has slowed them down a bit. From their point of view, the situation has become unstable internally. They have switched to active operations. They've deployed all their troops. We can see this. F-16s have been brought to within 15-20 minutes flight time from here. So I was obliged to give the order to put the army on high alert. NATO denied this accusation in a special statement. NATO does not pose a threat to Belarus and has no military build-up in the region. We remain vigilant, strictly defensive, and ready to deter any aggression against NATO allies. We support a sovereign and independent Belarus. In an interview for the Reuters agency, the leader of the Belarusian opposition, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, said that she sees herself as the symbol of political change who is obliged to help conduct new elections, since the Belarusian people will never accept Lukashenko as their president.
During all this
campaign, I didn't see myself as a politician, and during all this campaign, I always pushed myself further forward. I do not see myself in politics now. No, I am not a politician, but this is my fate now. This is my mission, so I do not have the right to step away. I have to continue. I have to take on this mission and not leave it. I just have no right
to step away. I have to continue.
The head of American diplomacy, Mike Pompeo, called Lukashenko to accept international help in beginning talks with the opposition. As Tikhanovskaya's staff informed, the US Deputy Secretary of State, Stephen Biegun, is to meet with the leader of the Belarusian opposition on Monday in Lithuania. Russian businessman and philanthropist Boris Zimin paid the cost of transporting Alexey Navalny to the hospital in Berlin, Echo of Moscow Radio informed on Sunday. The radio station had been informed about this by a colleague of Navalny, Leonid Volkov. Alexey Navalny, one of the leaders of the anti-Kremlin opposition in Russia, was hospitalized on Thursday in Omsk, Siberia. While on a plane flying to Moscow, he felt sick and lost consciousness. The plane landed in Omsk under emergency protocol. Navalny is now in a coma. His associates think the man had been poisoned. As for the state of health of the Russian oppositionist, his associate Leonid Volkov indicated that it would take at least a few days to be able to speak about any results and forecasts. The man who paid for the transportation costs, Boris Zimin, is the son of the founder of the Vimpelcom Corporation, which one of the largest Russian mobile networks, Beeline, belongs to. The main charity project of the Zimin family was the Dynasty Foundation, which finances scientific and educational projects. In 2015, the Russian Ministry of Justice recognized the foundation as a non-governmental organization acting as a foreign agent. Zimin left the country in the same year. Today, the de facto US ambassador in Taipei joined for the first time a Taiwanese leader amid rising tensions with Beijing to commemorate a key military clash and the last time Taiwanese forces joined battle with China on a large scale. The commemoration ceremony marked the 62nd anniversary of the start of the Second Taiwan Straits Crisis. In August 1958, Chinese forces began more than a month of bombarding Kinmen, along with the Taiwan-controlled Matsu archipelago further up the coast, including naval and air battles seeking to force them into submission. Brent Christensen, head of the American Institute in Taiwan and Washington's de facto representative, offered his respects too, standing behind the Taiwanese president Tsai Ing-wen in a symbolic show of US support for the island. Washington has no formal ties with Taipei, but is its largest arms supplier. The administration of President Donald Trump has made bolstering relations a priority to Beijing's anger. Like Tsai, Christensen did not make public comments. Major General Li Kuanghua, spokesman for the Kinmen garrison, said it was important to remember an event that was so crucial to ensuring Taiwan's security. Of course, peace is the consensus of our people, but the Second Taiwan Straits Crisis is a world-famous battle which also laid the foundation for the security of the Taiwan Straits. So at the same time, when we are holding this memorial event for the anniversary of the Second Taiwan Straits Crisis, we could also let all of our soldiers in Kinmen and Taiwanese armed forces remember the spirit of the heroes who sacrificed themselves in the battle. It is educational. We also hope the armed forces will uphold the spirit of the heroes who fought in the Second Taiwan Straits Crisis. Of course, we hope there is no war, but it is dangerous to forget about war. This is the spirit we need to safeguard. Formerly called Quemoy in English, Kinmen today is a popular tourist destination, though remnants of past fighting like underground bunkers are scattered across the island, and Taiwan maintains a significant military presence. War is very ruthless, and peace is beneficial. The Chinese are peace-loving people and also appreciate the great harmonious society in which people from different parties can find their own positions with respect, so that everyone can get along with each other. Taiwan fought back at the time with support from the United States, which sent military equipment like advanced Sidewinder anti-aircraft missiles, giving Taiwan a technological edge. The crisis ended in a stalemate, allowing Taiwan to remain de facto independent. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for Poland Daily Business. Good night.